Pokemon Legends ZA was revealed almost a year ago, showcasing the grand revisit to the Kalos region fans have been asking for all this time, as well as the highly anticipated return of Mega Pokemon. And not too many months after this, Game Freak was hacked, very infamously, and several files and information were leaked about the upcoming game, even Gen 10, some massive debuts of new Megas that people have been asking for forever. But as we all know, Pokemon Go is always there at the release of a mainline Pokemon game, having Pokemon debuts and events surrounding them, but what will happen? That's what I'm going to answer in today's video, using both leaks from Pokemon Go and Legends ZA, as well as the release dates of each of these events. So this is your spoiler warning, final warning before we get into leaks, so make sure to subscribe to never miss any Pokemon Go leaks, gameplay or news in the future. Now, first of all, let's get into non-leaks that will point towards the future through the trailer, which you can obviously see on screen right now, which this trailer showcases many Pokemon, but it must be noted there's only one family of Pokemon shown in the trailer that currently aren't in Pokemon Go, which is Honedge, Doublade and Aegislash. Now, why am I mentioning this? Well, several months ago, their assets were actually leaked by added to the files to Pokemon Go alongside Wishiwashi in both forms and Lycanroc's Dusk form. Since the leak, Lycanroc's Dusk form has been released into Pokemon Go while Wishiwashi and the Honedge family remain absent. But why? If we look at the similarities between both of these Pokemon, it's actually quite obvious. Both of these Pokemon are able to alter their form during battles without the usage of an item, which when this leak occurred, wasn't actually implemented to Pokemon Go in any form, but this has since changed with the release of Morpeko. Pokemon Go branched out with how PvP and PvE works with a charged attack and alter a form, stats and type of a Pokemon using the move, intentionally becoming the first stepping stone to the debut of these other Pokemon. But you might be wondering, why did Morpeko come first? This came not too long after the debut of the Galarian starters, which Morpeko shares the actual region with, coinciding with how Niantic likes to release Pokemon from the same region in a chain, with Galarian Corsola and the shiny debuts of Regieleki, Regidrago, and also with the debut of Rookidee last week. So, with the release of ZA trailer, it will definitely make sense that the Pokemon will debut around the time that they release the form of some sort of promotion. Or maybe even sooner for the shiny debut for the event, or maybe even Kalos Tour. Now, that will be given if it might be a regional, because during Kalos Tour, as you know, they debut one brand new shiny in the wild, one or two, and then they usually have 3 regionals in the 10km eggs for the event. So, that's a smaller thing covered. Now let's get into the major leaks according to Legends ZA, Pokemon Go, and the major breach of Game Freak. So this is your final spoiler warning. Click off now if you don't want any potential spoilers for Legends ZA. 3, 2, 1, right. Mega Zeraora has very much been leaked for Legends ZA. We don't actually have any visuals for it, although I would love to see what it looks like. But currently, Zeraora isn't even in Pokemon Go. So, how would this debut in the game? Let's look at the major annual events coming soon, where we have Go Fest confirmed to summer of this year, which would make sense for Zeraora's debut. But why? During tour events, Niantic releases a Masterwork research, releasing a shiny mythical Pokemon through difficult tasks, like we had last year with Shaman and the year before that with, I'll be honest, I forgot, through different tasks, and Zeraora as an Alolan Pokemon, believe it or not, which is very bizarre. I completely forgot Zeraora was a Alolan Pokemon, but there we are. So, for a shiny to debut, it must be in Pokemon Go. So, debuting in Go Fest this year, and having its shiny released 2 years later will absolutely go alongside Niantic's behaviors around these Pokemon. On the side, Niantic have already released Mega Diancie exclusively through research, so Mega Zeraora could be introduced after its debut in summer of 2025, the same way that Diancie could be released in research. So, that's Mega Zeraora dealt with, but let's see what we have next. We have Mega Zygarde. Yes, Mega Zygarde wasn't actually leaked, and if you weren't aware, Kalos Tour is literally next year. The time's flown, meaning that will take place after the release of Legends ZA, if it isn't delayed of course. With each tour event, Niantic have implemented a major new Pokemon tied to the region, even if they aren't from the original games, with Origin Palkia and Dialga from Legends Arceus being one of these for Sinnoh Tour, and Black and White Kyurem for Unova Tour this year. Unfortunately for Niantic, there are no special and strong legendary Pokemon left in Kalos that we don't have, with Magearna and Volcanion being mythicals, and they don't have a special Pokemon like the Primal Pokemon or Origin Pokemon or Fusion Pokemon. They'll have to rely on the latest revisit to the region in Legends ZA. Now, with the release date of late October to November, supposedly, in time for Christmas, and the release of the Switch 2 fresh off the press, it would leave Niantic with the option of selecting from one of the new major installments from Legend ZA, with links pointed to Mega Zeraora and Mega Zygarde being within the game. Now, what does this mean for Kalos Tour? I can see a few contenders. Mega Zeraora could be in raids with an adventure effect tied to its signature move Plasma Fists, Mega Zygarde in raids with an adventure effect tied to its signature move Core Enforcer, or something that has already been hinted at in leaks and through Game Freak's approach to Legend ZA. 2 Mega Legendaries, Mega Yveltal and Mega Xerneas in raids with an effect that activates when they Mega Evolve. It would just be quite nice because, well, it would be a fun feature. But these are more speculation from me, but with the possibilities of Kalos Tour are far wider than you could imagine with the release of Legends ZA. But you're probably wondering, what shiny mythical would debut for Kalos Tour through Masterwork? Because Mega Zeraora being in raids wouldn't make sense because it couldn't be shiny, because Alola Tour would not be debuted shiny. So my previous theory is already a bit twisted because Mega Zygarde might even debut during the event. So what will be the Masterwork research? Now, the main suspicion and most likely answer is going to be Diancie, because, well, it's already in Pokemon Go for a couple years now, and it could provide Mega Energy through the tasks for people that already don't have it, so it's currently in the lead for which one will be the Masterwork research. Now, it could also be Zygarde, as they debut the Mega through research, though although I doubt this, as Shiny Zygarde is literally like a fan favorite shiny. And it makes so much money for Niantic, and they could also create adventure effects with Core Enforcer, or even grant Zygarde cells through raiding, which I would kind of be a bit bummed out by because, well, the whole grinding through routes will really make any sense anymore. They could also debut either Magearna or Volcanion beforehand, even during GoFest 2025 or a wild area, or through a pay ticket much like Zarude, leaving it open to debuting next year for Kalos Tour through Masterwork research. Could be rather soon, but it may be the only other choices apart from Diancie, where Diancie, I believe, will be the debut. But that's all I'm going to cover in this video. Let me know what you want to see in the comments, and thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!